Your all-access pass to the draft starts now. This is Fox 11 News continuing coverage of Fox 11 Draft 25.
With the first pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the NFL selects Greenbay, Wisconsin.
The wait is finally over.
What's going to make it special in Green Bay is the passion of our fans.
After nearly a decade of taking the draft on the road, the Mecca of football is ready to host its biggest event to date.
And to have the draft come in there, I just give a lot of credit to Mark and his team for being able to accomplish that.
For the next half hour, we take a look back at how we got here.
3, 2, 1.
From the official handoff from Detroit
to what impact the draft will have on Northeast Wisconsin.
Early estimates around 200,000 people and upwards of $90 million in direct and indirect economic impact.
What you can experience once you're there.
The Fox 11 Sports Department shares their draft predictions.
The Green Bay Packers select Jordan Love.
And several Packers greats reflect on their own draft experiences.
I'm kind of glad that God put me where he put me.
We have your all-access pass to the NFL Draft. The Fox 11 Draft 25 special starts now.
The countdown is nearly over. We are down to just 11 days until the start of the NFL Draft. And guys, the work for this huge event has been well underway.
It certainly has. Road closures began more than 2 weeks ago, and then crews got straight ahead constructing that massive draft stage.
And behind us, the first road closures on Lombardi Avenue beginning today. For the next half hour we'll take a look back at how we got here, what you need to know before heading to the draft, as well as the food and fun awaiting fans.
And getting ready for this huge event, the biggest event in Green Bay's history, has certainly taken community-wide effort.
And as our Ben Krumholtz shows us, the wheels started turning on this possibility nearly a decade ago.
Hosting a Super Bowl in Green Bay and Lambeau Field has always been out of the question. But when the NFL first took the draft out of New York in 2015 after a 51-year run, Packers and tourism leaders felt the event was something our area could handle. In 2017, Discover Green Bay's Brad Toll started attending every draft to scout how other cities approached hosting duties.
Each one we found is laid out a little bit differently. And, some of the dynamics change from year to year.
A winning pitch for Green Bay as host was realized in May of 2023.
We're by far the smallest community to ever host a draft, but I know we're up for it.
Welcome to the draft.
Last April, dozens of people from our area descended on the draft in Detroit.
But it's a much larger area than what we envisioned, I think, in our mind's eye.
A record 775,000 people went through the draft gates over the three-day event. From local government officials to hospitality leaders and law enforcement personnel, the organizers for our draft were able to experience it firsthand.
Living the reality of it, I think, opened our eyes a little bit more.
The knowledge gained was brought home. Organizers spending the past year molding the event for Titletown while trying to keep those most impacted updated with periodic public meetings.
Will you be able to go from Marley through the intersection up South Military?
Will we be able to still use Lombardi to get to our houses, or will we be rerouted?
I'm wondering how we're going to get our mail.
While some remain skeptical of what's to come, the picture has become clearer in the past few weeks, particularly when these renderings were released. They show the massive draft stage on Oneida Street, with tens of thousands of fans from there to Titletown.
The ability to take this great event and put it in a place like this is really, really special. This really is about 32 teams, and the opportunity for people to come to one of the greatest stadiums in the world, I think that's super special.
Despite that record crowd in Detroit, draft organizers have maintained a projection of 240,000 people attending the draft here over the 3 days. The economic impact being $20 million locally and $94 million statewide. In Ashwaubenon, Ben Krumholtz, Fox 11 News.
Former Packers offensive tackle and Wisconsin native Mark Tauscher spent his entire 11-year career right here in Green Bay. And we asked him what he thinks of Titletown finally hosting the draft.
I think it is awesome. I think Packer fans, they're the best, and for a town the size of Green Bay, relative to the rest of the NFL, you're going to see why our fans are so great. I know Mark Murphy and their team did a great job of finding a way to get the NFL to come, and I think it's going to be a great showcase for the city of Green Bay, and for the Packers organization and for the NFL to see how the draft goes here. I think it's going to be a raging success.
While the draft has always been Green Bay's main source of building a team, they've already taken steps in the offseason to add to their roster.
They've added 3 free agents, and they are offensive lineman Aaron Banks, wide receiver McCole Hardman, and cornerback Nate Hobbs.
So now the question is, which positions will the Packers target in this year's draft, starting with their first pick, 23rd overall in that first round? Our entire sports staff will give their initial predictions throughout the show of who the green and gold will select with that pick. The old adage used to be a good draft pick gives you 3 or 4 years of service. That's somewhat changed in this era. The good news for Brian Gutekunst and company is it appears they hit on at least 3 of last year's draft picks. Second rounders, linebacker Edgerrin Cooper and safety Javon Bullard. Fellow safety Evan Williams was taken in the 4th round. And the Packers have high hopes for their other early round picks. First round offensive lineman Jordan Morgan and 3rd round running back Marshawn Lloyd. For Goody, the draft has always been and always will be the lifeblood of building the Packers roster. Brian Gutekunst will have 8 selections to use in this year's draft compared to 11 last year. Here's a look at those 8 picks, starting with the first round, 23rd overall. Gutekunst has 3 total picks in the top 100 in the draft. He had 5 last year. The Packers traded their original 7th round pick for Malik Willis, their backup quarterback last year. That came in handy, but they gained 2 more of them. The 237th overall pick they received from the Steelers for Preston Smith during their in-season trade. Last year, they also earned a compensatory 7th round draft choice for losing Yosh Nijman in free agency last year.
For those of you headed to the big event, here's a list of times for when you can get into the specific areas. The NFL Draft Experience will open from noon until 10 p.m. Thursday and Friday, then from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. on Saturday. The Draft Theater will be open from 5 to 11 p.m. Thursday and Friday, and from 12 until 7 p.m. on Saturday. And it's not just the picks. There is plenty of fun to be had in and around the NFL Experience footprint.
That's right. From food, music, tours, and fun, Fox 11's Andrew Mertens hit the road to see what awaits draft fans.
There will be plenty to do for the hundreds of thousands of football fans anticipated to visit Titletown for the draft. Inside the draft campus is what the NFL bills as the league's ultimate fan festival, the 2025 NFL Draft Experience.
That is a complement to what's happening on the main stage in the theater.
Over the 3-day event, visitors can participate in immersive exhibits, shop unique NFL merchandise, and even get autographs from current NFL players. Events inside the draft campus are free, but you must download and register on the NFL One Pass app. The QR code you receive when you register is your ticket in.
Current players or players from all over the NFL making appearances within the draft experience. So if you want to know who's coming, download the app.
If you're looking to explore outside the draft campus, the Green Bay community has you covered. Numerous events will be taking place right here in downtown.
We knew that there were going to be people who would want to check out our downtown.
People will be able to have a taste of a Wisconsin tradition with a Booyah Battle Cook-Off. A favorite Wisconsin pastry will also be featured, with Uncle Mike's hosting a Kringle Combine. Both events are happening Friday, April 25th, along Washington Street.
You can wander down the street, get your Booyah, and then into the Kringle Combine tent and taste these Kringles and then place your votes.
Live music with artists like De La Soul and Less Than Jake will also help kick off and wrap up Draft Week. Wednesday, April 23rd, and Saturday, following the conclusion of the 7th round, will be Green Bay's Draft City Music Fest at Liked Park.
We were able to get some really huge artists for this and some things that I never thought would even be possible, really.
In Green Bay, Andrew Mertens, Fox 11 News.
And Andrew's only touched on the surface of what awaits fans at the draft. Remember, Fox 11 is your place for all things NFL Draft. Go to fox11online.com/draft events. There we've compiled a list of events happening throughout the Green Bay area for the draft. There's also an interactive map. From tailgates to live music and special events highlighting Wisconsin's culture, there is something for everyone to enjoy. You can get information about the NFL Draft directly into your YouTube feed. Fox 11's Scott Hurley is here to explain what will be delivered to you when you subscribe to our channel.
The WLUK Fox 11 YouTube channel is your home for videos leading up to and during the draft. We've created a playlist of all of our draft-related videos. You can see how the community has been preparing to host this huge event. Watch news stories, press conferences,
A really cool, high-energy event.
and shorts. There are more than 100 videos to choose from. And we'll continue to add more here throughout the 3-day draft. Find interviews with former draftees looking back on their draft day experience, and be sure to turn on notifications to find out when we go live from the event. Scott Hurley, Fox 11 News.
There is much more to come in our Fox 11 NFL Draft Special.
It took a little faith, whenever I was drafted here in 2007 to all right, let's look at the map. Where's Green Bay, Wisconsin? Let's make sure that I know where I'm headed, what's going on. I look at my brother here. He was probably the most excited in our whole family whenever I got that 920 call because he was a diehard Packers fan. He ran upstairs, put that cheese head on, and came running down.
This year's draft will look different than it did back in 2020 when it was virtual because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now that year, of course, is when the Packers traded up in the first round to select a quarterback out of Utah State named Jordan Love. In March, while giving away free cleats to student athletes in the Fox Valley through his Hands of Love Foundation, the Packers QB reflected on his draft day experience.
It was a special day. The draft is something that, as a football player, that's like the goal you're trying to get to is be drafted in the NFL, and it's a moment you work so hard for your whole life. And obviously, my year was COVID. We didn't get to do the draft in person. But was at home, with my family, and it was still a very special moment. And to hear your name called, to get that phone call, is, it's a life-changing moment and life-changing for a lot of people. So it's special, and I'm looking forward to the draft this year.
All access pass to the draft starts every morning on Good Day Wisconsin.
From the draft set to the Fox 11 Fieldhouse and beyond, we're making sure you feel the excitement of the draft right from your home.
We'll explore the NFL experience, taste of the draft, and all the hoopla surrounding the event, and of course, the draft picks.
Hundreds of thousands are coming here to Titletown, and we are excited to show it off.
So join us Draft Week on Good Day Wisconsin.
When we return to the Fox 11 NFL Draft Special, we talked to one of the Packers' all-time greats, reflecting back on his NFL draft memories.
Yeah, he's the Packers' all-time leading receiver, but he didn't get drafted until the 7th round.
If I had to do it all over again, I wouldn't change anything. I think God made it the way it was going to be. I don't think I could change anything that was going to happen. I think if I've always said this though, I've said if I would have went first round, would I be the same person I am today? I'm not sure if I would. 7th round draft pick. So now being all-time Packer leading receiver in history, I'm not complaining at all.
Another 7th round pick that has worked out so far for the Packers is offensive lineman Rasheed Walker, but he's entering the final year of his contract, which makes Cody's pick of Kelvin Banks out of Texas one that makes a lot of sense. One other big position of need for the Packers, defensive tackle. We saw how good the Eagles were last year, getting pressured by just rushing 4, hence Ellie's selection of Derek Harmon out of Oregon. Time now to see what the rest of the sports staff here at Fox 11 thinks of their first round mock. Doug Ritchie, he's going with edge rusher Mike Green out of Marshall. The Packers need someone who can visit the quarterback on a regular basis, and Green had 17 sacks last season to lead all of college football. Sports producer Garrett Stoltz also going with an edge rusher, Donovan Ezeraku out of Boston College. He would be reunited with his former head coach and current Packers defensive coordinator Jeff Hafley, the senior, second in the nation with 16.5 sacks for the Eagles last year. And I'm sticking with the defensive first theme Brian Gutekunst seems to love, especially out of the SEC. I'm taking Texas cornerback Jahdae Barron. He was the Jim Thorpe Award winner for the best defensive back in college last year. He had 5 interceptions and 11 pass breakups. Now, to be clear, this is just our staff's first initial impressions for what the Packers are going to do with their first round pick. As we said earlier, they currently have 8 picks in the draft. Brian Gutekunst said back at the Combine he would like to increase that number. So don't be surprised at all if you see them trade down and get extra picks. Wouldn't shock me one bit, though, to even trade down in the first round.
A reminder of our extended draft coverage. All this week, the Fox 11 Sports Department will have interviews with local draft hopefuls and a look at what the Packers need to acquire in the draft position by position. For the week starting Sunday, April 20th, Fox 11 will air nightly draft specials at 9:30 p.m. Starting Monday, April 21st, Good Day Wisconsin will be live from the Fox 11 Fieldhouse and around the draft campus. And be sure to check out nightly live coverage on Fox 11 News at 5, 9, and 10.
Thanks for joining us for our half-hour Fox 11 Draft 25 special.
We hope our content gives you a better idea of what the draft will look like and gets you excited as Northeast Wisconsin prepares to host its biggest event ever.
Remember, Fox 11 has your daily team coverage of the NFL Draft right here in Titletown beginning Monday, April 21st. Thanks for watching and have a great night.